Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some EVE Online and welcome back to SISI, the test server for EVE Online, where we are holding a mass test. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. It's the first mass test where we actually get to fly some of these Triglavian ships. I'm of course in the Triglavian battleship, to see how that performs. Range is quite limited, of course, 24 kilometers with max damage, but something that I actually didn't notice when I was first taking a look at ships, these also have drones. This can also use 5 heavy drones, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see this baby in action. We should be starting any minute now, and the focus, I should really also hide all brackets. The focus for the test steps, please note that I will expand step 4 a bit. So let's take a quick look at that. Meet in FD, then we'll jump to XBV. As always, we warp to a mass test Citadel, which is one of the new faction Citadels, and I think that basically they want to see if the regular mechanics of fighting it, docking on it, the timers and all of that stuff, if it works as expected. So then we can dock to the Citadel. We'll probably do some more stuff there, then shoot the Citadel, warp to Poitot, and there we'll have the typical gate camp and a fight next. So it should be quite interesting, and I think one of the main focuses really is to see if there are no game-breaking bugs when it comes to these faction Citadels, and performance, of course. That's something that I'm personally always keeping a close eye on. That's why I have the FPS monitor up and running. Participation here, 140 people for basically a very short notice mass test. It's only last night that I got a mail on TQ in the mailing list that this was going to happen. So yeah, pretty good turnout here so far. And there comes an actual Vanquisher, which is really cool, of course. And he's in Fleet W. Okay, that's quite nice to have. So we got a Vanquisher on Fleet W for the gate camp. Hopefully everything works out nicely. I'm also really happy to see all of these Triglavian ships here. They are quite unique. I think they'll be really awesome, and I can't wait to actually farm a couple of those, make a couple of those on TQ, and get to work on them. But we also have here, that's another Leshak. So Leshak, let's see if we can see one of the others. I thought I'd seen, here's a Demovic for instance. So one of the little frigates, that they are really cool as well. Very nimble, little a frigate flying through all of the bigger ships, and the battleship itself is actually quite large in size as well. Let's see if we can find, so that's a Leshak again, and there's a Vedmak cruiser right here as well. So all types are represented. This should be quite interesting. Yeah, they look really cool. Honestly, I really don't know what I'm doing with fittings just yet. So at this point, the last thing I want to do is to lose the range. So I just went with a weapon, a scram, and hope that we can catch something that's like cruiser sized or battle cruiser sized, and that has a micro drive, so we can shut them down. I also put in a heavy energy neutralizer, but at this point fitting did start to get restricted, so I only have one of them in here. We'll see if it works or not. And what the hell, that actually looks like a Damnation with a pretty cool skin as well. It's so dark here, we get lots of shadows. Yeah, look at that Damnation, looking so good with the red. Damn, and there are some cool skins here and there as well. Look at that Stradios. That actually looks really nice. That looks very nice, good god. Let's see if there's anything else of interest. Rattlesnake. Yeah, the shadows popping here and there. And then let's see if there's anything else that we can just spot right away. You always have a couple people that do use the pink skins. Not my favorites, but we've got a couple of pink carriers there. So we get a Thanatos, we get a Nidhogger, and we also, I think back there, I also saw a pink Rorcal Battle Rorcal, always represented during these moss tests. That's pretty cool as well. And yeah, just need to wait for the countdown here, then we'll start on step 1. There's even, good God, a pink Macarial in the mix. I don't think that the Energy Cartel would be too happy to see their logo on that. Anyways, I am close enough to the gate, so that won't be a problem. And here we get a Demos, yeah, 174. That is not bad for such a short notice. We are going up quite quickly here in numbers. So let's get ready. We are indeed in FD MLG at the gate to XBV. And we should be just about ready to get going. 200 people shouldn't stress the server too much, but it still should be quite interesting to see how performance goes. And normally there's always a couple of extra people that come in later. You can see local is still going up. So gonna be interesting. The first moss test for Into the Abyss is starting. 3, 2, 1. And we jump. So I clicked. Alright. There we go. That looked a little bit like either artifacting or something. Not sure. I might have to review the footage on that, but very quick jump. Definitely nothing too crazy to report here. And then I think that there was a link right here. So we can do an align to the Citadel Martinis. Can we see anything on a show info? Is that what it's gonna look like? Okay, very cool. You can see that it's faction the Martinis Fortizar. Alright. We are entering XBV, 120 people so far, and 80 members in Fleet W, so that should be quite okay. There's the Sino. And there's a Sino jump. No tie-dye, 60 FPS. It's gonna be a bit more interesting on grid when we're firing, but so far this looks pretty good. Oh, and of course, we were probably going to dock first. There's someone who can't wait, another one that can't wait. Let's just have a little bit of patience and see how it goes. And yeah, the Leshaks, 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Triglavian representing. I really like them. They have this unique feel, this unique look with the massive energy ball in the middle there. And then the weapon systems as well. We get a chance to take a nice close look at these. Very, very cool in my opinion. Definitely something unique that will have its own path of progression, skill-wise and all of that stuff. And of course, in the way that you actually get the blueprints and things like that for these ships. So really curious to see how all of this is going to work out into the Abyss. So a couple of people just can't wait. It only says align, even says so in all caps, but we still have people warping. Still, you can now see the fleet. Oh god, there's even one of those. There's a Revenant on the field as well. That is really nice. Very, very cool. Warp to any of the Fortizars and dock, except if you're in Super Capital. Then warp to any of the Fortizars. Let's see if there's anything else that I can see at a distance. Ah, there we go. We've got a Moreau Fortizar. That's not... No, it's the Marginis. One right there. So we can dock... Ah, so they've put multiple of them. You've got Dracus, Horizon, Prometheus, Moreau, Marginis. So all the different ones that will come. I think it's early June when all the outposts will be replaced by these faction citadels. And so let's see. I know that there's a Kaldari one that looked really nice, that was focused on research. If you haven't, there is a dev block on all of this, which I haven't covered yet, but that could be interesting. And yeah, this one looks so plain. Do I want to go to another one? Let's see if I can actually find it.
Docking request accepted.
Not like that, I can't. Warp to and dock. After this, undock and dock to any other new faction Fortizar. They're all on the same grid. Okay, gotcha. So that worked. It looked exactly like a regular Fortizar, but I think it will be the faction 1. Let's take a quick look at it from on top if we can spot anything different. I think the color is definitely completely black, so that feels different. But I definitely want to take a look at some of the other ones as well. So now we're at tomorrow. And here is the Horizon one. Let's dock over there. Take a look at that. Because I know that there were a couple that really looked quite unique and very cool. So go. Ah, there you go. So you can see that's the typical Amar outpost. So I'm not sure if this is also like a typical Galente one, but look at that. Definitely feels completely different from the other Fortizars. And this is, I think, the Caldari one that's focused on lots of unique research bonuses. I prefer the look of this one over all of the others. Looks really nice. Let's in fact hit the outside view. Then undock again and warp to the Marginis. Be aware that point defense might be active, so you might want to warp at range. Oh, okay. So let's see if we can. There's the undock. That looks really cool in my opinion. Not sure why we would need like a helicopter pad up there, but very nice. I prefer this one from the dev block. I think that this one looked the coolest. Can I infect? Let's see. Not like that, I can't. But maybe on tactical. Let's see if I can find another one. So tomorrow, that's where we come from. That's the Marginis. Can I zoom in on you? Yeah. So that looks like that. Definitely point defense active. Going a little bit crazy. Any other ones that we can see here? There's a Dracus one. Very clearly an Amar design. I think looks the same as the outposts, or at least uses the same model. And anything else on grids that I should notice? Trying to quickly browse through this to see if we can spot the icon. No. Maybe we can try to look around a bit. There's that one. What is that? The Prometheus one. Oh, Minmatar. Yeah. I know this is the outpost model. Still looks pretty good. Yeah, my preference basically goes to the Caldari one. Want to buy one. If anyone has one for sale, by the way, at a good price. Okay, next step here. Then fire at the Marginis Citadel. So I'm going to do a warp within 10 here. We're going to activate our defenses just in case, and then let's see what we can do. Could also be very interesting. When I took a first look at these ships, I didn't really see what the maximum output was for this weapon. The rats died too quickly. I think we should be able to get there on this one. So let's go. FPS at 50. This is slowly going down a little bit. So let's see. If we're in range. Yep, we are. Oh, and it'll actually blow up because it's set to some structure. So let's start firing. Starting my own beam of doom. You can see the difference now. Yellow orangey beam, and the longer you keep going, the higher, the redder this becomes. And so if I can go to fitting, this does take a little bit of effort, but we'll take a quick look here. And the DPS is already at 1094. Oh, there we go, 1128. Performance dipping a little bit, but now you can see the effects on the offensive DPS meter going up to 1200, which is with Ogre 2s. I'm not gonna pull those out just in case. But you can see, going up, going up. 1262. Let's just keep this up until we get to the maximum. 1363, alright, not bad. Still going up, 1400 almost. Look at that, still going up. 42 FPS like this as well. Local 230, yeah, not so bad, not so bad. No tie-dye so far either. And I get bumped a little bit by the Thanatos, I think. We're at 1600 DPS and just blowing past that. Yeah, the longer you keep going, the more damage you're doing. 1700. And still going. Oh, good God, that's actually quite impressive. I think that the theory crafters will be very interesting of what this ship can do now. 1800 DPS. 1834, we're still going up. And we're not alone. Look, they look so cool. I mean, can you imagine a fleet of these ships in siege against the bigger targets? Would be really cool. It's really the one thing that I wish somehow CCP could bring to the game. That is like formation flying. Or at least some formation warping, and then a mechanic that, you know, not everybody has to be in one big ball to be on your optimal. So that would be so cool. At the moment, that is a dream for the faraway future, I would say, but this looks really cool. Look at how pronounced they actually are here. All of these sieging, is it Leshak battleships? Leshak, yeah. Me and names really not going too well, but this is really cool. I feel like this is super cool. Even cooler, I would say, than any of the other ones. Maybe missiles are nice too, but just this continual beam of destruction, it feels so unique, so powerful as well. Very cool in my opinion. FPS going down to 35-ish when the point defenses are going off, which makes for quite a nice light show. And yep, starting to work on my armor as well. Well, very close to it as well. So I'd say I'm pretty happy that I don't have my ogres out. And is this going down 19%? I'm doing 3920 and taking a little bit of armor damage, nothing too major. That's a Titan super weapon. Okay. And now down to 18%. Yeah, it is slowly going down. So they might have really strong defenses. I don't know. And we might want to rep just a little bit to keep up here. But very good test, I think, here. So we're obviously doing damage. The defenses are up and running as well. I'm not sure if anyone else is like taking fighter damage or anything like that. And performance, yeah, 45 DPS, FPS, 40 to 45 FPS with 250 people in local. Not the biggest mass tests, but definitely pretty cool. And I really like what I'm seeing when it comes to these Triglavian ships. Very unique, very recognizable, and like this, right? It's just so pronounced. Can you imagine a fleet of like 20, 30, 100 of these sieging something? Very, very cool. We are killing the Margini's Citadel ever so slowly. 16%. Yeah, does have a lot of HP, it seems. And we're not reaching the cap because I'm still doing like 4,000 to 6,000 on these shots, which is kind of crazy as well. But very cool. And that's definitely a lot of point defenses. Look at that. This actually is Galente. Yeah, it's Galente, of course. It's a Galente model. Actually looks really good as well here. feels large, feels really big, and then being a big vertical tower with all the pointed fences around it. Let's go take a look at this one, at this side if we can. And the effect died down apparently. Yeah, pointed fence seems to be off for some reason. It is now down to 13%. And we keep sieging. Alright, some shield maintenance bots. They're actually on me for some... Oh, somebody is ripping my shields back. Thank you very much, whoever is doing that. Let's see. Not seeing it immediately, but yeah, very cool. Fleet W, of course, the very best fleet when it comes to these mass tests. And the best Logi as well, as you can see right there. Look at how cool that is. Give a thank you. No, this is my fleet. And anything happening here? Can't log in. Well, that's something that not the right time to have to fix that, of course. Down to 9%. We are gonna get there. Hopefully a nice explosion. And sometimes 6,600 damage, 6,250 damage. It may be the cap. And here's 2,900 damage. So it's kind of weird. 7,710, and I don't think it's the cap, although it might be. Very cool. Gotcha. That looks okay. And 38, 40 FPS. Looks pretty good. Let's maybe take a look at this side, which is like a bit more the regular mass test. So you've got all the different weapons effects there, and only one Triglavian effect. And this is the other side, which in my opinion looks a hell of a lot cooler, with all the Triglavian beams going towards this Citadel. Very cool. There goes the defense again. But we are slowly burning holes through that armor, and at some point we are going to hit something critical, and then it is going to go down. Whoops. Bit of camera glitching, 1% right there. And then up here, very cool as well. Couple of Triglavian ships sieging. Yeah, love to see that on TQ with a bigger number. Something like a big group of these Triglavian ships going after a big target, a Titan or something like that. I think that must be quite a nice view as well. 1%. This puppy is going down, so let's zoom out, take a look at the explosion. Quick rep cycle. And well, this uses a known model, of course. Basically, I guess all of them do. And you can see the explosion grow throughout the entire facility. And there we go. Millions of regular people, unfortunately, dying in a fiery blaze, lore-wise. But very good for the test, of course. That is all seems to work. Next step is probably going to be Poitot, so let's align there. Let's also go back to the close view, because of course my target will be close. And then let's actually do a reload. Okay, no animation, very quick reload. You saw that right there, like a second, the next second it was done. And as we admire, oh good god, that rig actually looks really good too. Look at that, just broken apart. Lots of fires everywhere, still burning as the local atmosphere is being vented. Very cool. Why are you guys so mean? Looks cool even on potato modes. Scoop drones and align to Poitot. So we should be good on that. Someone tractoring the wreck? No. There we go. Okay, getting ready for the PvP fight next. So far, I must say, everything working, I think, as intended. Local up to 260, so not that big of a mass test. I think if you go to the 400-500s, of course, you are going to see a bigger drop in FPS when it comes to performance, but this felt quite okay. Felt like I could move with the camera without any problems, and didn't really seem to miss any of the action there. So I'd say the server held up quite nicely. Fleet W jumped to Poitot and set up the gate camp. So there we go. Let's jump there. And let's see if we can catch something, if we can grab someone that's nearby and try to take him out with the ship. Oops, that still happens, of course, when you're leaving grid. That massive clunk in the system there. I'm gonna eat you. I'm going to eat that Megatron. Vindicator, excuse me. Or well, other people will have other ideas, I think, at this picture, but that's the warp. And there comes the rest of Fleet W. So we definitely have some Logi, some carriers. I'm seeing some dreadnoughts as well. Hopefully the Vindicator comes through without any problems. And then we should be good. Then hopefully we can stabilize. There's a Tango at 13 and a Retribution right there as well. Can we like inconspicuously try to approach him? And he's already targeted, so maybe I should quickly target him as well. And maybe we'll take a look at Captain Slender. So you don't want to be neutral and sit at the wrong side of the gate like this, to be honest. So that one is already blown up. So we still have a Malediction here as well, and an Estradios. I don't like to open up, but if you're gonna die anyways, like this Tengu right here is going to die, I might as well use the weapon to take a look at it. Let's also do some neuting. And there we go. So 700s. I'm of course not alone, but you've got the beam right on the targets. And then of course the damage keeps going up and up. And he blows up. So that's how that works. There's also a Phoenix. I wonder if anyone is going to target him. I'll quickly get started on that. Fleet X, they're still holding. So I'm not gonna look for too much trouble right now. But yeah, looks like they want to poor Dreadnought out of the way here, because they are targeting him. And there we go, that's the beam. Looks like he's for some reason stopping from time to time, which is kind of weird. Oh, something that I should definitely do as well is stay in motion. So let's do an orbit at current. Let's activate our defenses. And let's actually give him a little bit of time and enjoy the scenery. As any neutrals, well, you're in the wrong place, of course. So that one is blowing up in the background, and then the one here in the foreground is actually in structure. Sorry, neutrals, should have stayed on the other side. There she blows. Man, looks like Fleet W is actually quite angry today, because there's actually a Moros back there going down as well. Very cool. Very, very cool in my opinion. Man, so many neutrals. Some people must really not understand the difference between jump and so the Moros dies as well. Let's get closer here. Take a look at the explosions. So good. Look at them growing through the ship. as we lazily pass by. I'm innocent. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And so far we are of course at still at 45 FPS with lots of stuff happening. Battle roar call here. And aha, there we go. They are jumping. Alright, so I'm actually interested to see if we can... lots of wrecks around here already. So the Damavik, it's a CCP guy. I don't think that I want to blow him right off the field right away. But there's a Drake. Well, it's CCP Havoc in a Drake. Alright, let's be nice on this one. Well, maybe not. There's also a rattlesnake, so we're gonna approach these guys. Ooh, why the hell? People are already targeting me quite heavily. There's that's a cockroach. God damn it! Only CCPs in subcaps, it would seem. So let's see if we can approach this. Let's activate that and let's ask for the armor just in case anybody can give it. And then let's go after the rattlesnake. Actually, a pretty yeah. I'm being targeted, but I'm being repped as well. Fleet W has my back, what can I say? It's pretty cool. So first here, the rattlesnake. I can actually start firing, of course. So let's do that. Then let's see if we can orbit this guy so that I can get within whip and scram range. And then let's see. The continual damage. There goes the rattlesnake. Shields, and I'm getting shield reps here as well. Anything else? Oh, a couple of golems. We can see how we perform there. Finally in web range, scramming him as well. And with the newt, we just keep going. He's in armor, going down quite quickly. Very cool. I'd say almost unfortunately. We are dominating a little bit in the fight here so far. And not really getting... Okay, look at that. That's interesting. Complete miss. Am I too close or something? Okay, let's wrap a bit of armor. Targeting the golem. Oh, and I should, of course... Yeah, I just basically completely forgotten that these guys use drones as well. So let's see if we can add them to the mix. Oh, and it can only use 4 large drones, so it's 100 MB. So it's 4 large drones that you can use. So there we go. We're keeping after the golem. Performance dipping now down to like 20 FPS. Still no tie-dye, so I'd say that that's good news. And I'm being helped by the repping bots and things like that. There goes the Titan. Doomsday. Not sure if it's like in the right direction or not, but okay. And the golem is catching reps. So what else we got here? A Proteus. That could actually be an interesting target to take a look at. To see how we handle that. But look at that. There's the cruiser going after them with the continual beam. That is really cool. That Proteus is going down quite quickly. So let's also do a stop. Take a look at firing at that Proteus. How that works. And that one dies. Okay. We've got an enemy Vidmac. And we've got Feels Bad Man in a Drake going after me. Let's see if we can counter that. Let's go after him. Quick approach. Firing everything. And then I'd like to web him as well. In fact, let's go after the Drake. And thank you for all the repping, Fleet W Logistics. You guys are awesome. So I'm taking quite a beating. Let's see if we can keep going on that Drake. I'm coming for you, Drake. You're targeting me. Time to get back here. I'm just going to go right on top of him. Yeah, the Drake actually not looking that big against this battleship. Now I may not be at the right optimal, of course, so we're going to move away from him a little bit. Large entropic, as you can see, yeah, right, not hitting. Optimal is like 24 kilometers, so you don't want to get too close either. very interesting. Something that will basically need to learn. It feels a little bit different. I'm constantly, personally, a little bit afraid of losing the target from range, and so I'm thinking web scram is a great option to go with, but that's not necessarily what you need to do. Oh, my poor ogre's taking quite a beating there. Because, yeah, your optimal range is going to increase your DPS as well, of course. Now, he's taking quite a bit of damage on his shields. As my entropics do like 2000 damage, 2500 even. I think it's still going up. It went up for quite a while. And now he is going in structure. I'm slowly catching some shield reps. Ooh, he got reps as well. All right. Very, very nice reps there. My ogres, yeah, bit of damage if you please. There's the fight. Bouncing off of something as above us explosions keep going. Local down to 182, FPS back up to 30. And the Drake's shields back down to 50%, slowly breaking. Let's see if we can do this. Golem down. We get a Balgon here as well. This should do it now. Ooh, still catching reps. Very, very nice. I could try to overload. Let's do an overload next. Overloading top rack, increasing my DPS. And I do want to make sure that he doesn't go anywhere. There we go, more damage, a bit more. Down you go. Excellent. Next up, let's fire at that golem that's in half shields. And then you can also, of course, switch around a little bit, right? Add a web here on the close target and then try to do some damage on the golem. That should be at my optimal, 15 kilometers. There we go. So yeah, looks really good, bug-wise. Not seeing too much there. That's the golem taking damage. Ooh, a little bit of shield reps. Ooh, good hits. Don't think that's only me. But once their shields are gone, it is a lot of damage. And, well, all of this, and we still have 400 charges. Did I use a reload? No. So this is not... yeah, this is very easy to keep going for quite a while, I would say. When it comes to the charges here. Can I remove the Rex? I still have a Legion here. That could be an interesting target. And a Retribution. In fact, that could actually be a really interesting target. The Retribution there. So the Legion is slowly going down, catching some armor reps. And then the Retribution. Alright, let's see if we can approach him. No, he's not going to get back in range, I don't think. Get another Legion. Get a Vetmag there. And a Magus. Oh, I'm losing my ogres. That's too bad. Time for some hobgoblins then. He should... Damn it. Let's see if we can hit the mages. Ah, you need to be... Yeah, look at that. Anything outside of that range is just not gonna work. So, he's slowly closing in on me though. Warriors are fighting. Go ahead, make the mistake. Get in range. Get in range. Oh, he's shooting just underneath me. Lucky, lucky. Alright. Let's see if we can track maybe a capsule. There's not too much too close to me. So yeah, positioning is going to be very important, of course. You can't just, you know, decide that you're not going to take your optimal damage and take a bit more range from the opponents. You can't really do that. Because once you're not at that range, if I'm outside of the 24-kilometer range, well, I'm just not shooting anything at all. So that's pretty big change. As everything just dies around me. Local down to 148. Now actually Moros targeting me as well. Let's add some of my own reps on this one. An Ares could be a good test. I would like to test it. Give me a little bit more time. I'm now whip scrammed the whole 9 yards. Let's stop this one. There we go. There's the Ares at 20. Good optimal. Let's see if we can do anything. Ooh, did he just take a big hit from me? I don't know if that was me. That was just gone. Here's a Hound next. Let's take a look at that. And we still have a Tengu as well. We're still holding. Drones still slowly doing their stuff. Also dying, of course, with all those big ships. Let's add the final one here. He's really close. Alright, scrammed web. Nuded. Nuded can be good. Keep moving. And there's still a Gnosis. Anything else? That could be interesting to target. Let's go after the Gnosis. I'm getting repped so well. Thank you guys. Really awesome. That one dies. Another Meg is at 15. Retribution is still at 50. So that's not gonna be the case right now. Corax, little Corax. Yeah, there we go. There we go, actually. Let's see if we can hit that Magus for some good damage. As he's caught by something else, so he shouldn't be going anywhere. Let's take a look at the damage notifications. That should be the drones. Misses completely. Misses completely. Okay. Alright. So not endless tracking. It should be right on my optimal. I'm a bit surprised by that. We can take out his capacitor a bit more. But it keeps missing. Interesting. Next up. Oh, that's not even close enough. Let's reapproach. As, well, they are going down at this point. Let's just grab a couple of targets that could be of interest. Move a little bit. So we'll get the skill points if we have bugs, and there will be another boss test this week on Friday as well. We will test Abyssal Space. Alright, so I'll try to bring that to you guys as well. That should definitely be possible. There we go, 665. That's pretty good. 500. Nice chunk gone here. Look at that on structure, almost 1,000. And it fires really, really quickly, and it's still ramping up as well. So that is, yeah, maybe we can take a look at firing at the monitor. Let's do that. But very successful mass test here. I am personally absolutely loving the Triglavian. Well, that's actually really useless what I'm doing here. So maybe we'll take a look at the Absolution. And I still have the effect despite the weapon not firing. But there we go. Absolution next. Let's see if we can do some damage on that. But as I was saying, ooh, good God, 2,000. That's quite nice. His shields were gone quite quickly. Now we're on his armor. Let's take a look at that. Gonna be interesting. We can web him, and then we're gonna pull away a little bit to get back on my optimal, but very successful. Everything working as expected, and now of course with local going down to 126, performance is going up as well. But very cool, and as I was saying, I really love the Triglavian ships. I'm going to do my very best to make some of these and learn to fly some of these on TQ as well when the Abyss comes out. For now, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.